Hello everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Anna and here we talk about all things motherhood. At the beginning of the year I jumped on the bandwagon and made a things I will try in 2020 video where I listed 12 things that I just want to try this year. By making a list of things I want to try, that's all it is. It's a list of things I want to try. And I try them, and if they don't work, that's all right, I'll try the next thing. One of the things I want to try is Montessori parenting. So I've been doing some research and getting into it, and I'm ready to share the steps I'm taking to start Montessori parenting. If you've never heard of Montessori parenting or Montessori education or Montessori anything, it was created by a woman named Maria Montessori in the late 1800s, early 1900s, I believe, somewhere in there. And it happened because she was observing an insane asylum where children were being mistreated, specifically like learning disabled and physically disabled children. And she observed that children have this innate ability and desire to learn, which really struck and interested me because when I was taking linguistic classes in college, we studied how children learn and develop language. Growing up, I always assumed children learn language by hearing and repeating and listening and repeating and repeating and listening over and over again until they got it figured out. But in my linguistic classes, I learned that wasn't true at all. And if you think about it, it makes sense that that's not true because you will hear children say, "I runned yesterday," instead of "I ran yesterday," even though they've never heard an adult say, "I runned." So that proves that children aren't just hearing and repeating, they're actually creating their own grammar from scratch in their brains. They listen to what is being said around them and they turn that into their own grammar. So they've heard adults using the ed in past tense, and so they apply that on their own. Children can inherently learn and create things as we see when they learn a language. They create their own grammar. So just as a kind of a linguist, this is really interesting to me and it makes a lot of sense. So of course I want to learn more about Montessori parenting and apply that because I know that children can inherently learn and create and have a desire to learn and create. So the way you use Montessori theories and ideas in your parenting is by giving the children the chance to learn on their own. So not everything is parent-led, and most importantly, not everything is toy-led. Nowadays, it is hard to find a toy that doesn't make a noise. And not that noises are bad, but the way I heard it phrased is that you don't want toys that do the playing or the imagining for your children. You want your children to be doing the playing and the imagining. So the more electronic, the more sounds and noises, the more very specific the toy is, the less imagining a child does. So a lot of Montessori toys will be very open-ended, like wood blocks, wood arches, just very simple objects that your kids can use in multiple different ways. But Montessori also means letting your child learn through daily activities, letting your child do more, and that's kind of a big one for me. So like every good YouTuber, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about Montessori parenting, and I kind of came up with a list of things I'm going to start implementing in my parenting and in my house to move towards this Montessori way. The first thing I'm doing, and this is something I've done for probably about 6 months now, and I'm still adjusting and developing how I do it, but I'm going to be rotating my toys. So my kids have quite a few toys, and having them all out at once is overwhelming for them, overwhelming for me, a messy disaster, and most of the toys don't get played with. So rotating your toys simply means you divide the toys up in however many groups you want and only have so many toys out at a time. The way this worked best for me was separating the toys into 3 boxes, and they get out a new box every month. And when I sorted the toys most recently, I did make a video of it, and I will be sharing that so you can see how I sorted the toys and put them into different boxes and kind of my thinking behind all of that. So that's the first thing I'm going to try. And the idea behind this is that by having fewer toys, your child will play with them more. They won't be overwhelmed, because I think Montessori parenting also has a basis of not overwhelming your child, giving your child options but not too many. So having fewer toys out at once helps with that as well. The next thing I want to do is rethink the electronic toys I have in my house. Especially after Christmas and birthdays, I like to go through the house, look at all the toys and see what's been played with, what hasn't, what can we give on to somebody else, and what should we keep. And a lot of that consideration goes into the electronic toys that we have. And I don't think there's anything wrong with electronic toys. I've seen Heidi learn words and letters and numbers and phrases from electronic toys, so they can definitely be helpful, but I don't want them to only have electronic toys. Since I sort my toys into 3 boxes, I only want to have 1 or maybe 2 electronic toys in each box. And rethinking them to me just means seeing what they do for the child, and how many ways there are to play with them. I'm a big music person, so if it's like an electronic piano, I'm definitely going to keep it. It plays classical music. You can actually play the notes and play songs. It has different instruments. So pretty much if it's a piano or plays good quality music, I like to keep it. But if it's annoying, I'm probably not going to keep it. That's one of my criteria because I have to listen to it. If it only does one thing, if it doesn't like teach the child anything, I'm not going to keep it. So when I sort my toys, I also kind of purge and look through and kind of just rethink the electronic toys I have in my house. The next thing I'm doing as I start Montessori parenting is trying to keep more stuff within reach. And this is a challenging one to me because I do like order and cleanliness and tidiness in my house. So having things in reach of Heidi means she can get them out and leave them out and get everything out and not put anything away. And it kind of stresses me out a little, but it honestly has been pretty good as far as we've been doing it so far, putting things where she can reach them. Right now I've started with like the dresser. I used to keep her clothes in the top drawers and now I put them in the bottom ones. So in the morning I can tell her I need you to pick a shirt, pants, new panties, and socks. And she can go get it all and come back down and we can get dressed. And that's amazing. And it's teaching her independence, and she wants to do it because it gives her a choice of what she can wear, and it gives her that independence to do something by herself. We also moved the kids' plates and bowls down so that she can grab her own plate and bowl. She can reach the napkins and the silverware, just keeping things within reach for her so she's able to do more for herself and learn that way. For Georgia, I'm not ready for this yet, but very soon she will be starting to get her own plates and bowls too, because she can still reach those things too, but she's not getting into her dresser drawers yet. That would just be a disaster. The next thing I'm doing kind of goes along with keeping things within reach of your children, but it's letting your child help with life activities and life experiences, which basically means letting them help make meals, letting them help with laundry, letting them help with dishes, letting them help with bathing themselves, just letting them do whatever you're doing. Whatever life activity you're doing, let your child join in with you. And just like keeping things within reach, this one also stresses me out. When I'm cooking, and it goes this way, the things go in this order, there are knives, I don't want you licking things, it's just really rough. So that has been a huge step for me. I am letting her push up a chair. You don't need a fancy learning tower to be Montessori. She pushes a chair up to the counter and she helps me. She can put the potatoes in the pot. I'm very carefully helping her with a knife. She can help me cut her banana for lunch. Things like that, just letting her learn through natural experiences that we do every day. Laundry, that's one I haven't even touched yet. I can't do it. I watched a video of a mom. She's a wonderful mom and YouTuber, but in one video she grabbed the warm laundry out of the dryer, dumped it on the floor, and then the kids jumped in it, and my whole body just like cringed. It's like, no! That was clean laundry. My children are never clean. They're always sticky, and then they're just gonna get it all gross. I'm just gonna feel like I have to wash it again. So even though I let my clean laundry sit for days and get wrinkly, it really stresses me out to have the kids touch it. And when I fold, they just get into it, and I am not quite ready to have them help me with the clean laundry, but I can take the step to let them help me put the dirty laundry in the washer or move stuff from the washer to the dryer. Letting them help me with my daily tasks, which can be a burden or an actual help. It just depends on what they are and how old your child is, but it just lets them learn life tasks, life activities, things they'll have to do in the real life, and it encourages continual learning. And a side note on that one, a lot of the information I've kind of learned about Montessori is from a YouTuber who I will link in the comment section below, but she did say never to like force your child to help with these chores because then it makes them chores and not fun learning. She says she just goes and says, hey honey, I'm gonna start making dinner, you can come help if you want, or I'm gonna go move the laundry over, you can come help if you want. So just giving them the opportunity but not forcing them to until it's age appropriate for them to need to do these chores. So those are kind of the things I'm trying, the little list I've made, and I'm sure I'll start implementing more and more as I learn more and as I see what works. But I did want to say just one more thing about Montessori parenting that kept me away from it for 3 years, was that it has a really clean, white, crisp aesthetic. it seems, if you like look at Instagram pages and look at YouTube channels, that Montessori parenting is all about the aesthetic. Everything's clean, everything's tidied, it's white, it's shiny, it's bright, everything's just perfect. It looks great. And I look at my house where, first of all, everything's brown, so we can't do Montessori because it's not white. And then I don't have a lot of room. I have a small house. If you think about it that way, you get really discouraged like I did. I'm like, there's no way I can do Montessori parenting. I don't have the space to be cutesy with it. Heck, I don't have the time to be cutesy with it. But do not let the aesthetic of Montessori parenting discourage you. It does not have to be aesthetically pleasing all the time. There is a part of it that is aesthetics, because if it's not visually pleasing to the child, or if it's visually overwhelming, the child's not really going to want to do it. The child is going to be discouraged. So there is a part of it where you want to keep things tidied and keep things orderly, but don't think that you have to have this pristine, white, organized cubbyhole house to make it work. You can still use these concepts without having the perfectly aesthetically pleasing setup. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're interested in Montessori parenting, hopefully this gave you maybe a starting point. I am no expert and I've only done a little bit of research, so if you want to try it, definitely check out the YouTuber I will put in the comments. I can't remember her name, I'm sorry, but you need to check her out. And she gives a lot of great information on Montessori and keeps it pretty real. If you're interested in trying this, or if you do use Montessori parenting, leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite tricks and tips are. Let me know how you use it and how it works for you. And then if you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Give it a thumbs up, just hit that like button. And then if you want to know more about me and my journey with motherhood, you can hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. And then if you want to be notified every time I post a video, you hit the bell icon. And then you've done it. You've helped me out in every way possible. Thank you guys so much. Just watching this video helps me out a bunch. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.